1, 2, 3, hit it. My girls hold me down. Them boys mess around. My love life is a mess. We're going out tonight because I'm looking for love. That's right, that's right. We are talking about Tyler Perry's comedy drama Sisters. That's right, season 3, episode 11. Unlock that. She's like, unlock that. Woo! This was a good episode. I gotta say, I think it was a good mid-season episode. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all let me know what you think. But the reason I'm putting up this video late and delayed because I did watch the after show, that Tyler Perry show. What was it called? The Tyler Perry show. He had some kind of name for it. What was he? He called it the Sisters After Show episode. Whatever. It was good. It was good. And only vaccinated people were up and loud in there. But it was cool. Let's see. Now, before we get started, shout out to everybody in my comment section. Shout out to all my subscribers. Thank you very kindly. And if you have not subscribed yet to my channel, please take a moment right now and hit the little subscribe button right down there. And if you want to be notified every time Barbie J, Farmer June, Sister Junebug uploads a new video, hit that little notification bell and it'll let you know every time a new video is uploaded. Okay? So what Barbie J needs you to do now is to like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like, comment, share it, and subscribe. Thank you. Anyway, Barbie J feeling good tonight. I don't know why. I don't know. Every time I get a little blessing, I'm okay. I've been fighting people with a lot of different things. The pharmacy, the construction next door, everything, my Airbnb. I've been fighting with a lot of things. And each day, couple of days, God has me win one of them. Just win one of them. And they small, but they add up. And I'm like, I am so blessed. Thank you, Lord. But anyway, let's get on with this show. Okay? So, of course, it started off how it ended with Andy walking up in there and seeing that woman, Jacqueline, riding Gary and talking about dating a therapist. She was like, therapist my ass. Oh, God. As soon as I start talking, I start coughing. Wait, hold on, y'all. I got to get my water. So, Andy was in there ready to fight like she hood girl, like she from the project. She like, hold up. What you doing? These two bitches up in my damn house? What is wrong with you? Get up off my man. She getting all hood, and I'm like, okay, kid, all right now, Andy. Andy was going off, and she was like, the therapist, what's her name, Angela, was like, oh, no. And Gary said, no, wait, you don't understand. Let me explain. Explain what? There ain't nothing to explain. You got these two damn bitches in my house. She was going in. I was like, go ahead, Andy. Because I would have been the same way. I don't care. I would have just went in just like she did. She was ready to fight. And then he trying to explain. And she's like, he couldn't even get the words out. He told me, see? She's like, what you talking about? See? Why you keep talking to her ass? What the fuck? Now you answer to her? I was like, oh my God. So Angela, wait a minute, because there was something that she did. Angela was going, he said, just tell her. They got Jacqueline out. She's a specialist. Well, she's like she's a professional. She said, what, a professional hoe? Or what did she say? I'm sorry, because she went in. I ain't mad at her either. And she left. And then they're talking. And Gary saying, just tell her. Gary, now, this is, you sure? Because that's a bad idea. You always make bad decisions when you're under stress or pressure. And you shouldn't. She said, bitch, somebody better tell me something. I was like, I know that's right. I'm sorry, y'all. I know I'm spending too much time on this, but it was just so funny to me. I had to keep playing it back because I thought it was funny. She went in, and she was right. So he's saying this is part of his therapy and stuff, and she not going to. What did he say? Oh, he said. Oh, he told her to just tell Andy what it is because she ain't gonna stop. As you see here, I was like, what? You know, and she kept saying, touching Gary. She said, if you touch my man one more time and tell him what to do one more time, I swear. I was like, oh, and she touched him again, and Andy was like, ugh. So, oh, my man, my fiance, whatever she said. So they get to say all that they can't. Oh, she said, this is a something that you do when you can't say all you need to say to your partner. To me, if this is what they were going to do in this therapy thing, they should have told her about it. And she should have been there. Because if anything, she should have been the one riding him while he tried to tell her what need to be told. Why, during sex, do he need to be telling his partner anything other than harder, softer, this way, that way, rock my boat, you know, curse at me, whatever, I don't know, but what should he be telling? What should you be telling your partner during sex? That didn't make any sense, them riding her and stuff. So she got pissed. She was like, I'm done. I don't believe this shit. I think it's bull. I'm calling the cops. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I was like, what the cops gonna do? But she kept saying she gonna call it the cops. And she was like, you know what? I'm done with this shit. I'm done with it. And she said, I'm going out to get away from this right now. And she said, when I come back, you better be gone, and your ass better be going with get your shit and be gone too. And Gary's like, what? And stuff. And she said, matter of fact, unlock it. Unlock it. He said, oh, if we do that, you're going to be sorry. You're going to regret it. She said, I regret it already. Unlock it. He said, if I unlock it, we're through. She said, I'm through with you already. And he had to unlock it. I said, oh, snap. You heard that thing go click, click. I said, I'm sorry. I thought that was so funny. I was like, okay. Oh, she's like, I am through with your shit. I don't want to hear it. That was like the last straw. And he said, so what you gonna do? Go be with that guy I saw you with last night? She said, that's a really good idea. Think I will. He should have never put that in her head because that's what she wanted. And she was like, Dr. Quack, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you call me and tell me? And Gary said, I didn't want you to know because it's embarrassing. She said, no, you're embarrassing. And she walked out. I said, damn, Andy went in. Andy went in. Anyway, then we got Danny. I can't with Danny. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to try to say her part briefly. And just to let y'all know, this is going to be a long review because I did see the Tyler Perry show after thing. And like I said, I'm going to tack that on to the end. So this is going to be about a 30-minute, recap review. So forgive me. But anyway, so Danny and Preston are chatting. And Danny's going to tell him, he's talking about his damn cows and the bulls and stuff and the farm and country music versus bluegrass. And Danny's like, I really don't give a damn about it. And she started finally opening up a little bit. It's like he was almost pulling it out of her. She was like, don't you think we need to have more in common than just sex? And he said, we do, don't we? And she said, like what? He said, we both like to laugh. She said, yes, we do. Can you name another one? He was like, I guess we don't. He said, okay. He said, well, he said, well, I thought you were happy. She said, I am happy, but I thought you liked waking up next to me. She was saying she was happy, but she happy when in her own space. She likes to be able to smoke when she want to smoke and do what she do by herself. Sometimes have a time to herself, whatever. But her excuse for everything was, I didn't want to hurt your feelings. You think this ain't hurting his feelings the way he got to go through this and pull all this shit out of you? Instead of you don't feel comfortable enough to talk to him, you don't think that bothers him? That bothers people when you don't feel that you could come to them about anything. That man is the nicest guy around. You should be able to go to him. So he said, I thought you liked waking up next to me. And she was like, I do and I don't. I said, okay, I don't want. She said, and he's like, well, okay, talk to me. Why you didn't tell me? I don't want to upset you. He said, well, I'm not upset. He was like, let's talk about it. Let's get it. And then she broke it down, what it was, how she likes to have her little bits of freedom and all of that stuff or whatever. He said, fine. She said, she used to living alone, blah, 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 blah. But she's the one who invited him there. He never asked to stay there. So let's get that right, Danny. Let's get it right. Okay. So he said, fine, cool. I can stay with my cousin until I find me a place of my own. And then I'll just come by whenever you call and want to see me. Oh, hell no. What you, dial a dick? She going to dial up and call you and stuff? No. Don't put yourself like that with her. You know, I just think that's kind of, call me when I need you. And then what happens? He goes, okay, fine. We discussed this. He said, you sure you good? We good? Yeah, we good. She go get in the shower. He went and cooked dinner, and then he had to leave. Left her a note. Enjoy your dinner. What was it? I have to tend to an issue at the farm or something like that. Call me if you want to talk. And she's smiling and just sit down and eat the meal that he prepared for her. She don't cook for her damn self. She ain't gonna have no food in the house no more. And she should at this point, because he still got about 5 more months of rent that was paid up on her. You know, I don't like that. If I was her, and if she had an issue last week with him saying something just because he paid some couple of months of rent, give him that rent money back and you don't have to worry about it. Just like Zach paid Karen back, you just pay him back right now, you know, before you use up his damn 5 months of rent that he paid and you don't want him there. And I was like, girl, please. Anyway, what else happened? Maurice and Calvin, he wants him to vacate the premises because he got company coming over. I said, what is it? I said, please tell me he ain't got that damn cute. And there go sticky hands. What did he call him? Your sticky hand friend Quincy came over, and he wanted Maurice to like vacate, disappear, just so he could be with him. And I'm sitting there going, really? Really? And he just makes that excuse like he gonna make noise and all this stuff. And you know that man is trouble. Why you keep bringing trouble into that apartment? It don't even make any sense to me. But Maurice gonna be Maurice. And so then to get Calvin to leave him alone, he dials his phone and calls Sabrina and tells Calvin to get on the phone. Calvin's like, who is it? The phone's for you. He get on the phone. Hello, it's Sabrina. So they talking, and Sabrina's like, oh, could you come over here? I really want to, if you have a few minutes, and I want to talk to you. And Maurice is yelling, and don't be using up my minutes. Hurry up on that damn phone. I was like, Calvin like, I'm going to get you. He said, you can thank me in the morning, you know, all this stuff. But I'm like, you know, I don't know how I'm feeling right now about that, you know, because Sabrina was too open to wanting to talk to him, and Calvin seemed all right to go over there and see her. And I don't know, when they did meet up and when he did get there and they started talking, it was like all of that stuff that went on between them didn't happen. And I'm like, how is it they all forgetting it didn't happen? She was like, you know, I really apologize. I know I've made you feel so uncomfortable, and I'm so sorry, you know, about that. And I'm not asking you to forgive me or forget it or stuff, but, you know, I just wanted to know, you know, why can't we just, like, she said, I hope you understand. He said, no, I understand, because she said, I forgot what she said, but he was like, he said, I understand. And she said, of course you do understand. You're the most understanding person I know. He said, duh. You know, and they start laughing. And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. Did we all forget what just happened? What was it, last week or something? You know, so she's like, she don't expect him to change and don't want him to change, you know. But she said, why can't we just do it our way? And he said, I think we can, you know, and I think we should. And she's like, yeah. You know, and he said, because I missed the hell out of you. I said, what? Wait a minute. I'm like, what happened? I thought they were both mad at each other. He missed the hell out of her. And I guess she coming around because she know the thing with Jacoby ain't worked out, and she need a shoulder to lean on, and everybody else got a man but except her. And yeah, she the only sister that really don't have a man. Now, ain't she? Now that you think about it, and maybe she just feeling left out. I don't know about Sabrina. Sometimes she little in the head. And so she's like, he said, let me show you how much I miss you. And then they started kissing. So that was nice. You know, that part was cute. Who else? Andy goes to see Karen. She's mad. She walking there to see Karen, and they go gossiping Pam at the front damn door. And she questioning her about her clothes and where you got it from. And she's like, look, is Karen here? Yeah, she in the back. And she was like, but she letting her know, don't, she a little upset. She in a bad mood. Why is she in a bad mood? Well, because one of her stylists left and taking on her customers. Why is she telling all her business? Why you didn't say just ask her? You telling all her business. Pam need to be fired. Everybody raise your hand who want Pam fired, because she get on my damn nerves. She just talk too much. Anyway, so she goes in there to tell Karen everything that was going down, and Karen's real kind of cool, like, And she's like, can you just stop, with the BS right now, Karen? I need my best friend right now. She said, okay, what? And she's telling her what happened, And Karen's like, And she's like, she basically not giving her opinion. After what happened at the wedding thing, she's like, I'm not giving my opinion. She basically was trying to let Andy work it out in her own mind. Like, I ain't saying shit. You just figure it out for yourself. And so she was like, and he had this lady doing sex, riding him, talking about his therapy. She said, yeah, I've heard of that. She said, you have? She said, I think it's great. She said, I do too. But one of my customers, her and her husband did it and had it. They worked it. It's something they do. She's like, oh. And then the next thing she need a drink. You need a drink. Sit down. She pours her a drink, and was it sex therapy? Right. So she pours her drink, and she also told Karen about the gym, that he was going to the gym, and she said, you don't think he's going there because that's what he did when he was cheating on his wife with you. I said, damn, cheating on his wife with you. And she put it out there, and it's funny because it did seem like Andy even felt bad. Like, it sounds bad when you say that shit, but Andy was like, yeah. I was like, you dumb bleep. It's like, really? And then she's like, so they start drinking the wine and everything, and she said, you know what, let me leave. I'm going to go and talk to, I'm going to go home and talk to Gary. And then they at the door. So Pam is at the door when they leaving. Pam's still there in Karen's business, and gonna say, with Andy, oh, y'all back speaking now? She was like, we were always speaking. How does Pam know anything about them not speaking, or the wedding? Oh, when after the wedding, did Andy visit Karen or something for something at the salon, and maybe they did it if they had an issue in front of Pam? It was something happened, because I'm like, how does she know anything? But after Andy leaves, Karen is talking to Pam, and she said, hold up, Pam, when did you get your hair done? Oh, I got it done last week. She said, no, you didn't, because it wasn't like that yesterday. She said, where you going? She going to the stylist that left to go get her hair done. Isaiah is his name. And he said, well, girl, he cheap. He less expensive than you. And da-da-da. I got the same, my ducats, my pennies. I got the same. I said, oh, my God. She is a mess. Pam is a mess. Told her, you too expensive. She said, I got overhead. Hello, I got a shop. He's in his mama's kitchen. Yeah, and that's smart of him. That's a way to save money. I said, damn it, Pam. I've been to find her. And then Pam turned around, and the first one to notice, oh, shoot, who that? Is that Zach? He pulling up in this new car, got on a nice 3-piece suit and everything. And Pam look at him and go, oh, you looking good, Zach. You slinging again. I said, she just says whatever she wants out of her mouth. You slinging again. He's like, nah, I'm not slinging it. Like, She said, is that your car? Yeah, that's my car and stuff. But she was like, Karen's like, oh, perfect timing, because Pam was just leaving. Bye, Pam. Well, let me get my phone. Can I get my phone? She get her phone. She said, I need to take a picture of Zach before he go back to jail. Click it. I said, it's so true. I'm sorry. I was like, that girl is crazy. And Zach is like, I ain't going back to jail. I don't know what you're talking about. So, he said, so I'm here. He said, I know your girl told you. She said, tell me what? He said, I know she told you, because if she didn't, you'd have been up there. Zach, where you get that money from? Where you get that car from? How you just said, no, don't bring no mess around in front of my salon. Da, 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 da. He said, and you not doing that because you know it already. She said, look, I know that $700,000 could be burned up real quick. You know, believe me, I know. And he said, I knew you knew and stuff. She said, yeah, but it was Sabrina who did she say? It was Danny who told me, not Sabrina. Because she thinking the bank, you know. And she was right. But he told Danny to call her and tell her. He told Danny to, so of course she was going to do it. And then what else? Anyway, so he said he just came to bring her that money to her shop. And he said, I love you, Karen. She said, I love you too, Zach. And here's the money I owe you. And he said, he said bye or something like that, and he wanted to fist bump, and she's like, oh, okay. And he backing up, and she looked down. She said, you look real nice, you look good, you know. And she said, where you going? And he said, you don't want to know that. She said, oh, Fatima's. He said, why, you jealous? She said, no, I just know I knew I saw you like, I never saw you like this before. That's what it was. I never saw you like this before. It looks good on you. He said, yeah, I know, thanks, you know, and all that stuff. To me, Zach was almost like showing off, almost rubbing it in on her. And I know, you know, it's one thing to feel good. And like we were reminded tonight in that after show, what we all tend to forget, even though we all want him to be with Fatima, we got to remember how he did Karen and what helped to build Karen's talking down to him. Yeah, you never supposed to really talk down to anybody, but he cheated on her numerous times and brought home a STD, I think 1 or 2 STDs, and he gave her. So, you know, at some point, she only sleeping with you, that means you fucking around with somebody else. You know what I mean? So I had forgot about all that stuff when I was like, yeah. So I'm not going to be so hard on Karen too much anymore, because I know how I would feel if that was me and some man did that to me. I'd be done up to it. Anyway, she kept taking him back because she did have true feelings for him, but he kept messing up. And now it's almost like she fixed him up. Not that she fixed him up, but for somebody else. You know what I mean? I helped build up my man's credit and everything. I helped build up his credit for him to be jealous of me, and we just went our separate ways because I couldn't take it no more. How you jealous of your wife? It don't make no sense. You know, but anyway, it's not about me. I digress. And so he said, you got something you want to say to me? And she said, nah, no. She said, what? Should I be saying, let's start over? Let's try it again or something? She said, no, I don't think so. Let's just let it be what it is and be done with it. And Zach was like, I agree with you or something. But he came up all in her face, trying to breathe on her and put all of his Zach energy on her, because we know how he is in bed. Everybody knows Zach good in bed. So, but I just think he took it a little bit too far. He could have stayed far away from her. He was getting up in her, like on her space and stuff. You know, you saw it. Anyway, that was my feelings about that. But like I said, y'all can let me know how y'all feel in the comment section. What else? I'm missing something else. I said to Andy to go see the so Andy goes to her office and she decides she gonna call Robin to work out some stuff. Do you need me to come over to your hotel? I could bring the paperwork to your hotel. Bitch, come on now. You gonna listen to Gary and go over there, or you gonna use that as a reason to go and do what you wanted to do in the first damn place? Let's be real with it. And so he said, I'm actually at the office, Robin said. She said, you are? Yeah. And so he came right over to her office and saw her there. She's sitting there. And first thing he noticed, you don't have your damn ring on. Is it because of last night? She was like, no, it has nothing to do with it. And he asked her, did she have something to drink in the office? And she's like, no, I don't. He said, you sure? Like, did he go through her drawers or something? She was like, oh yeah, I might have something. And then she showed him. He said, oh, you got the good stuff. That bottle was filled to here. I mean, it was this big and it had this much in it. And she's like, oh, next thing you know, they finished the whole damn bottle in the office. And she's like, you ever feel like you just met somebody, but you feel like you've known them forever and stuff. Like, even though you just met, and he was like, yeah. He said, I felt that way. It's kind of how I feel about you. And he walks around the desk and picks her up out of, now he picks her up and grabs her hand and stand up out of the chair. And they start holding, he start hugging her, and he gets her, ooh, and they start kissing. I was like, oh, sugar, sugar, sugar. Whoa, don't do it. And meanwhile, she's sitting at her desk going, damn it, Karen, damn it, Andy, what are you doing? Don't do it, don't do it. She said all of that. And when he stepped out and came back, I guess with glasses or something, I said, damn it, Karen. Andy, don't do it. But she did it. And we all knew she was going to do it, right? Then what else happened? Zach goes to Fatima's, and he looking sharp. She see him coming in, but she didn't pay attention to what he had on. And she's like, damn, you look like 00 Negro. What's up with there? And he said, yeah, right? I know, I look good. And she said, yeah. She said, what, you just got paid or something? He said, yep. She said, well, you should have spent that $25,000 on a damn apartment, not that. You know, he was like, nah. And he broke it down and told her what happened with the stock and everything, and how he got the $700,000 and what he gonna do with the money and stuff with the houses and flipping them. And she's like, oh, that's cool, that's nice and everything. But it didn't make her go like, ooh, like, even though he still wanted to be with her, she still was like giving the pushback. She was still pushing back. And he was like, come on, Fatima, because she back to that, you still care about Karen. You still in love. It's always that, But Zach is asking her to tell him how she really feels, and he said how he likes waking up next to her. And she said, yeah, okay, that's nice and everything, but what's the difference about me? What's the difference in me than me and all those other women? Specifically Karen. He said, see, always got to be about that. Why got to be about that? Because that's what it's about. It is. So he's like, there's nothing to compare you with other women. You're a strong woman. You're solid. He said, and you really solid up around them thighs and stuff. I said, she said, shut up, stupid. But I thought that was funny. He's like, I said, she's solid and thick. I was like, yeah, lame. He said she's a solid woman. She has a woman with confidence. What else? He said, and even though he wasn't sure, even though I wasn't sure about that stock, he said, and I wanted to do it, but I didn't know. And he said, I could hear the small voice in my head saying, you need to trust yourself, Jack. You need to believe in yourself, Jack. She said, I don't sound like that. He said, yes, you do. You need to believe in yourself. And he said, and that's what he did. And he said he did it for himself. He said, and I did it for you, though. He said, I did it for us, and all this stuff. And he was like, look, I never had a woman speak power into me and stuff. He was saying, he said, and I don't want you, he said, and all that, what you spoken to me, all that thing, he said, I don't want you speaking that to any other man. He said, I don't. She said, come on, Zach. He said, and Fatima. Zach Tima. I said, oh no, Zach Tima. I thought that was so cute. I said, okay. So she said, look, Zach, you not ready. He said, don't project on me. Don't say that. Don't project on me. I said, I hear you, Zach. Don't put that on me. He was like, if you not ready, say you not ready. I'm ready. I said, oh, shit. But see, he feeling confidence now because he got money. And I know a lot of men like that who don't feel confident until they have some money. They not where they at, want to be in life, and they don't feel like they could be a good man, a good husband, a good father until they have money. But it don't always take money to be those things. Just remember that, brothers. Y'all should know that. Then what else? What was the ending part? Aaron shows up to Karen's house. Right? Aaron shows up to Karen's house with the ice cream, and she's telling him she had a rough day, and she asks about his day, and he's like, well, he said, I felt like a hypocrite the last couple of days. She was like, really? Why? And he said, well, I'm running this group that we talk about abstinence and everything. And he said he had to tell him the truth because he didn't do what he was supposed to do. And he said, well, So the pastor asked him to leave. They had to let him go. The pastor asked him to leave. And she was like, couldn't you just say that it won't happen again? He said, but that would have been a lie, because I want to do it over and over and over again. She said, see, that's the shit that got you fired. That's your problem. That's why they let you go. He said, but I'm being honest, you know. I'm like, that's hard. From some people. It's hard for some people. So he said, but it wouldn't be a problem if you know, if we were married. She was like, huh? He was like, yeah, why don't we get married? He said, I really want to marry you, Karen. I love you and stuff. And she was like, yeah, okay. And she just scooped the ice cream, put the scoop of ice cream in his mouth, like, shut up. And how did it end? It ended with Maurice telling Q, he's really talented in bed. They was in bed and stuff. Let's go again and stuff. And Q was telling him that it's his birthday. He said, oh, that's wonderful. Happy birthday, motherfucker. I ain't giving you a goddamn thing. And he said, I ain't giving you nothing. He said, but you know, he said, you know, there ain't nothing in this for me. He said, I'm in this for the money. If you ain't going to pay me and stuff. He was like, you better get your ass out of my house. And Maurice was just like, he was like, stank about it. Let's put it that way. This guy just rocked your world, but you damn ass blatantly nasty, kicking him out of the house. You knew what he was all about. He liked to get paid. What made you think you gonna bring him back there and get some freebie? That man was like, I ain't feeling nothing for you and stuff. So he was like, I ain't giving you shit for your birthday. You need to get out of my house. And Q was like, are you serious with this now? Yes, get out, motherfucker. I was like, come on, Maurice. I thought he was gonna punch him in his face and try to kick his butt. But he answers, his phone rings, and he said, yo, I'm in here with this bitch ass motherfucker. I said, Maurice is like, who he talking about? Who he calling bitch ass? Who he talking about? He like, what? And he get off the phone. He said, yeah, you need to get up out of my house and da-da-da. Sitting in the bed, that homeboy pulled out a gun. Now, what's going to happen is, he said, are you serious right now? Are you for real? He said, yeah, you gonna give me all the damn money. We gonna go down to that damn bank and you gonna get me all that damn money out right now. He's like, I said, see, Maurice, you messing with the wrong people. What the hell is wrong with you bringing that mess up into your house? You knew who he was about. You heard them at the Proud Bar talking about it. They were saying how he ripped off this one, that one. He told you he ain't changing. That's who he is. Damn. Well, I guess that's it, y'all. I said this gonna be interesting because they show scenes from next week, and next season. What is it? Midweek, so in the fall. I guess it's coming back in something like September. I really didn't hear a date. I don't recall them saying a date. If anybody know the date, please put that down in the comment section for me. But I didn't hear a date when they were coming back. But then let's go to what was that? The after thing. The after thingy. I hope I didn't miss anything. The after. Oh, Tyler Perry's show, the SISTAS After Show Edition. Now that was good. They were talking. Why? I don't know why Andy started off with the talking and she started. And I'm going to use their character names because I ain't trying to write down and remember anybody's real names, okay? But she's like, and then she talking and she crying and stuff. I said, okay, this is not the have and have nots reunion. Y'all are not leaving. You'll be back next season. Let's stop. She was just feeling so emotional. You working on other shows, you good. But they showed episodes when they first did their auditions and stuff. They showed clips of them doing their first auditions. You know, they talked about different things about relationships and men and different scenarios, like what is it that makes a man, does money really make a man or something like that? Or do women see men differently just because of money? And they had all this talk, and Tyler Perry was talking from his perspective, and Danny said her part, and Sabrina was saying her part. Karen didn't talk much. I think the ones who talked more was Karen and Fatima didn't talk that much, but the rest of them did, you know. But one thing I have to say about that, I see what Tyler was talking about, because there are women out there like that who once they see a man with some money, then they want to know him. And Fatima said that happened to her. Men who wasn't giving her the time of day all of a sudden want to see her. All of a sudden they see her on the show and they want to talk to her, holler at her now. And they told her background and how she became part of this the episode, and how she was first dressing Tyler, and then she was almost an assistant producer or something like that, because he would give them the scripts to read them over and stuff like that. He told, so, but let me go back to what I was saying. His, Tyler was saying his part, how women, all of a sudden they want to holler at you once you got money. But then there are sometimes when you fix a man up, and I'm going to say fix a man up, like help him with his credit, help him get a job, help him, teach him how to dress, build him up, get his teeth fixed for him, do all that stuff, and then they leave you to go with somebody else call him. Because shout them out. But then Tyler was talking about, he had more respect for the women who was with him when he didn't have, and watched him grow. But we also wait until exhale. You heard Mary J sing that I Was Your Secretary. Mary J sang that song. How in Waiting to Exhale, she was waiting. Is it Waiting to Exhale? Was that the one? When it was the Angela Bassett. The one with Angela Bassett. That's what I'm like. I'm hoping I got the right book. And she helped her husband build his business, and then he left her for his secretary. Or a white woman or something, Sometimes that happens. That's why a lot of time women don't want to try to help build some man up, for him to build him up, and then and sacrifice and do all of this stuff for him, put your stuff on the back burner, and then he leave you for somebody else. So there's different scenarios that happen. So when you talk about that, it just depends on the character of the person, because it happens both ways. That women want the men after they got money, or a woman helps build up a man and then he leaves her after he makes money. So, it goes both ways, just to let y'all know. And then one of the last things that happened is, that was funny. The producers wanted Tyler Perry to read off some of the mean tweets that he got from Black Twitter, as they call it, the mean tweets he got. He said, y'all wasn't nice to me in some of these tweets. So I think he read off 3 or 4, and he called them nasty tweets, and he called them the diary of a mad black tweet. Something like that it was. And one of the things somebody wrote is, what was it? Oh, the wigs on that show was just as busted as mine. They could at least have some better wigs. I was dying because I think one week I was like, oh, who's that? And I know a couple of my people in my comment section said something about Danny's, that Shirley Tipper curl wig she had on and stuff. Everybody was talking about it. They said some of the wigs is like really, she said it said busted as mine. And somebody said, can you tweet a picture of your wig to see? He said, I want to see how bad yours is first before I respond. But he said, look, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I pay to hair people. I don't do hair. I couldn't tell you about nothing. I could tell you about acting. I could tell you about directing. I could tell you that. I can't tell you about hair. He said, I pay my stylist $65 an hour. Everybody's like, whoa. He said, that's right, $65 an hour. And they work about 10-hour day to get them people looking great. So you got to talk to somebody else about that. He said, then the next one was, why you got these people, at least, you should at least have the people looking like they working when they supposed to be at work. He said, you got Danny over there. She don't even look down at the damn calculator when she acting like she isn't. Karen ain't doing no hair. She ain't did no hair yet. She was like, they was laughing and we was cracking up. I was like, that's a good one, because they sure don't never look like they doing work. Ain't never. So he blamed it on the pandemic. That's why we don't have no people there. And he said that when the pandemic's over, he'll make sure the bank is full of people and stuff, and the hair salon is full of people. He said, I'll make sure. I thought that was funny. And one of the last ones, and Tyler Perry had the nerve, he had to agree with it. He was like, they said, Tyler Perry should be ashamed of himself having them grown-ass people sleeping in a twin bed. And Danny was like, yeah, me and Preston be like, wait a minute, move over. He said, I'm gonna give you that one. He said, I know. He said, I'm gonna give them bigger beds. At least they should have a full size bed. Damn, I didn't know it was a twin bed. They need to have a full size bed minimum. All of them. I don't care if you single or not. Ain't nobody should be in no twin bed. I thought that was so funny. But it was a good after show. I don't know if he's going to do it every week. I think he was just doing it for the mid-season finale. But y'all let me know down in the comment section how you felt about the recap, review, and how you felt about the show. This your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.